Newly released body cam video shows Florida deputies making a gruesome discovery on a hot summer day.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. Yeah, there's no way.
Police found this woman's boyfriend dead inside the house. He was dismembered, and it was a gruesome discovery that opened the door to something even bigger. We're on the case presented by Law&Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. Hey guys, real quick, there is a reason that On the Case is one of the most watched shows on YouTube, and there's a reason that Morgan & Morgan is America's largest personal injury law firm. They're a firm of more than 1,000 attorneys who have recovered $25 billion for more than 500,000 clients. In the past few months alone, a client in Florida received $12 million when insurance offered just $350,000. In Pennsylvania, another client was awarded $26 million. That is 40 times the insurer's offer. Morgan & Morgan makes it easy to fight for what you deserve. You can even start a claim from your phone. So if you're injured, you can start a claim at forthepeople.com/OTC. You can click the link below or scan the QR code on your screen. Today, I'm going to take you inside the kind of case that police who responded to it could not unsee. A man found dead inside the home and parts of his body were missing. Now, this is the newly released body cam video that was worn by officers in July of 2017 in Volusia County, Florida. Officers with the Daytona Beach Police Department were called to a home on North Street, and at that point, it was just a well-being check. The mom of a man named Jeffrey Albertsman called police, saying that she hadn't heard from her son in a week, if not more. When police arrived, Jeffrey's family was waiting outside. The fire department was called in, and they wedged the door open to get access to the home.
It's Daytona Beach Police Department. We're coming in.
Thanks.
46, you need a mask.
Break! Right side!
The body cam video then blacks out what police saw when they entered that house, but you can still hear the audio of officers going in, searching this home, and then making this terrible discovery, and you can hear what they experienced on the inside.
Come on, your hands up! Left side, hallway. Door left, door right. It's Daytona Beach Police Department.
Secure.
Come on, your hands up. Door left, door right. Going right. It's Daytona Beach Police Department. Come on, your hands up. It's Daytona Beach Police Department. Small room. Left side, right side, clear. One coming out. Push.
Clear.
Door left. Locked. Open. Yep. Yeah, for a while. Clear the rest of the room.
Watch your radio.
Hold on, step back.
Oh, Jesus. Oh. Yeah, there's no way. Oh. Oh, yeah. Watch your radio. 3 Delta 6 1 Delta 12. Signal 7. Bathroom. He's been here a hot minute.
Jeffrey's body was found in the bathroom of the home, and according to police, his body was badly decomposed. He also appeared to have a gunshot wound to the back of his head. Now, that was only discovered after an autopsy. Sadly, those weren't the only details that police would uncover in their investigation. An autopsy also found that his arms and legs had been cut off after his death. Authorities had to determine that it was Jeffrey Albertsman with his dental records.
He's gonna have to call the EME.
Okay.
Crime scene may have to be called. I don't know. Generally with this, it's he doesn't have any medical. Doesn't have any, so the EME's gonna have to be contacted. We're gonna have to document something. There's some odd marks on his back that maybe need to be photographed.
ME?
Yeah.
Contacted by us, not the sergeant.
Yep, by us, and not dispatch.
Not
Has to be us.
So 12 gives us a number for the ME.
Dispatch gives you the number for the ME.
Call him.
Yeah, sometimes they'll call for you. They'll give you an estimated time of arrival. Then next of kin's already been notified. They were here. Did you get a phone number for her, or she called it in?
She called it.
Okay, so we got a phone number for her. We're gonna...
You're on death investigation face sheet,
Yes.
and then the actual incident report,
Yes.
and the funeral home would be,
No funeral home. Emmy's gonna take it.
you can take it.
Yeah, a funeral home told me if a doctor's gonna sign off. Doctor's not. He doesn't have any doctors or medical conditions or anything of that nature, so it's gonna be Emmy related.
For months, it remained a mystery as to where the other parts of Jeffrey's body were located. Police say workers in a state park area known as the Fernery, which is about a 45-minute drive from the murder scene, called them in September, and those workers did find the remains of Jeffrey Albertsman. Back at the house on the day his body was discovered, in the minutes after, police had to tell his family what they found, and they also spoke to his stepfather, who tells police about a woman who had been in Jeffrey's life for roughly a decade, and he was very clear that they had some very serious problems in the past.
I'm sorry. Do you know if he suffered from any medical and do you know if he suffered from any medical conditions?
No, not that I know of.
Not that you know of? Has he ever been diagnosed with anything?
Not that I know of.
When's the last time he was seen?
That girl right there is the neighbor, so she would be able to tell you more
Okay.
when he was seen. She's been trying for a couple weeks to get him to call and texted, and last time it said his mailbox is full. Huh? Yeah, it's been longer than that. It's probably been, they wouldn't let me go in, but I would guess 10 days maybe. They said it's pretty decomposed, so.
He's been there for a minute. Does he live alone?
He had a girlfriend.
Okay.
I don't think she lived here full time, sometimes. And she at one time stabbed him and did jail time for her.
Okay. Do you know if they're still together?
She lives somewhere else. I don't think they lived together, but I think it was that. She's the one that can tell you. She says, she would drive by here slow and he'd pick the mail and stuff up like that. Huh? Who? Oh, Sarah. I'm sure Sarah knows he's dead.
What makes you say that?
She stabbed him one time.
How long ago was that?
A couple, 3 years ago. Yeah, she did jail time
Okay.
for that. And they called the cops out for that.
Okay.
I don't think he was a user. I think he was a drug user, so I'm not saying he didn't overdose, but I'm just saying that it would surprise me. Never know. I imagine they'll do an autopsy or something to get an idea.
Yeah, we're probably going to be calling out the medical examiner's office.
Yeah.
Now, this is the woman who Jeffrey's stepfather was talking about. Her name is Nelci Tetley, and she had dated Jeffrey on and on for more than 9 years at the time of his death. We have court records that showed that she had been arrested twice in the years leading up to Jeffrey's murder. And in both of those cases, she was reportedly the aggressor. You have in 2013, this case, police say she stabbed Jeffrey, which sent him to the hospital. And in that case, court records show that Jeffrey was planning to leave Nelci at that time. He was staying in a hotel just to get away from her, but Nelci kept calling. And eventually, Jeffrey decided to meet Nelci, and that is when, according to police, they got into an argument, and that is when reports show that Nelci pepper sprayed him in the face and then stabbed him in the stomach with a kitchen knife. In that case, Nelci was arrested. She went to the county jail, and she received 2 years probation. Fast forward to 2016 now. The couple, they were in another argument. This couple back together again. And in this argument, police say Nelci told Jeffrey, quote, "I could kill you tonight if I wanted." And that, according to police, is when Nelci reportedly hit Jeffrey with both of her hands. She received probation in that case as well, on top of a fine. This is all according to Volusia County, Florida court records that we have reviewed that are still public to this day. Back to this day where we have this body camera video, this day in July of 2017, where Jeffrey's body was discovered inside of his home and he was dead. And you had people who were already pointing the finger at Nelci Tetley. Neighbors said that they had actually seen her at the home the day before Jeffrey's body was found.
Yeah, so it was around probably 3 or 4 o'clock. Our mail comes around 3, but I know she came and got the mail and walked in and walked out.
She got the mail. She came in her car and got mail?
Yeah.
How long was she there, you think?
Probably
You were outside when when she came here, came inside and left. You saw you were outside for all that. Where were you sitting at?
I was standing right here.
You were standing right here?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you outside for?
I was just
hanging out?
working outside, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just
I know
she got mail, went inside.
Yeah, she got the mail, went inside.
How long was she inside, you think?
Probably about a good 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Yeah, probably about a good 15 minutes.
Okay. And then she came out and just got back in the car and left?
Got back in the car and left.
Did she have anything in her hands when she went in? Mail?
I think she still had the mail, or she probably just left it in her car.
Okay, and then, so did she go inside with the mail, do you know?
No, I don't know.
She just got the mail, threw it in her car and went inside?
Mm-hmm. And then went inside, yeah.
Okay. And you live here?
Yes, I do.
When's the last time you saw him?
The last time I saw him was probably
We're gonna throw this on pause for 2 seconds, and we can go in here and see what we got. Okay.
Last time we saw was a week ago, right?
probably Friday or Saturday. And I know they were arguing extremely loud because I was standing on my porch and they was arguing back and forth, him and his girlfriend. So that's probably the last time I saw him or heard him.
So she left.
She left.
And he went back.
He was still inside.
That's the last time.
Last time I seen him.
So at this point, police have, sadly, a decaying body of a man. And then you have a woman who, according to court records, had assaulted him twice in the past several years. And they had continued to be in what was a very toxic and tragic relationship, it appears. And now you have an eyewitness coming forward and saying they saw that woman at his house just the day prior.
Okay, listen. Before we go in there, I don't need you stepping on anything. I don't need you touching anything. I don't need you doing anything. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing at all. You just stand at the doorway and observe.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's all you need to do for right now.
That's Miss Lissette. You know
It's gonna be.
I have.
Okay. Take your flashlight. Bust out a flashlight. Thank you, ma'am.
You already said they went through the back.
Hang on. Before we go. Brian, we're coming around.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, they said they went through the back.
Hey, before we get started, do me a favor.
Crime scene.
Tape this off.
So you see police there roping off the scene. The investigation was just beginning. Court records show that police interviewed Nelci multiple times before she was arrested for Jeffrey's murder. And she said that her relationship with Jeffrey, it was bad. Those were her words. But she also said that she did everything for him. She claimed that he was only in the relationship for her money. She also told police that she hadn't heard from Jeffrey since more than a week before his body was found. Now, Nelci allegedly gave police several locations of where she was in the days leading up to the day where Jeffrey's body was found. Police say phone records and video surveillance cut holes in Nelci's alleged alibis. She said that she went to Jeffrey's house multiple times in the days leading up to his body being found because she was just concerned about him because she hadn't heard from him. And she told police that she also, on one of the days that she went there, she smelled a bad odor. This was the day before his body was found. She said that odor was coming from the house. She described it as smelling like a dead animal. But it's important to note, even though she went to the house of someone who she was allegedly in a relationship with for roughly a decade, and she went to this house, she smells this horrible smell. There's no sign of Jeffrey. She never reported Jeffrey missing. She never even called the police, according to court records. She said, on top of it, that she actually never went inside the home, saying that she never had the keys to get into Jeffrey's house. Remember that eyewitness who was outside of Jeffrey's home talking to police on the day his body was found, saying that they saw her go into the home. Now, police continue on with their investigation. They say that Nelci actually gave them a key, saying this is all she had, and that key wouldn't work in opening Jeffrey's home. But then the investigation continued at her apartment, and inside of her car, there were 3 keys that were found. Police say that one of those keys unlocked Jeffrey's front door, and then there was another key that unlocked Jeffrey's car. Police interviewed Nelci's next door neighbor, who said a week before Jeffrey's body was found, Nelci said, quote, "Jeffrey's gone. He went to New York. He has a new girlfriend. He's gone. He's not coming back," end quote. So you can see the suspicion, not just from the eyewitnesses on scene, not just from family members of Jeffrey Albertsman, but now even neighbors to Nelci, starting to say that things are far more than just suspicious when it comes to her and what may have happened to this man she had dated for roughly a decade. Nelci was arrested and she was charged with the murder of Jeffrey Albertsman, and she was taken into custody in 2018. And now, nearly a decade after this body camera video from Albertsman's home on the day his body was discovered, this case is still not resolved. It is still active. And I'll have more about where Nelci is right now and what has strung this case along in just a moment. She is currently in her mid-70s. Now, a major twist in this story, and I know that there have been plenty of them as we've been talking about this, is that police believe that Jeffrey isn't the only person who Nelci could have killed. Now, this is a man named Michael Lewis. In November 2007, he went missing. His body was later found at a state park in Ormond Beach, Florida, which is north of Daytona, roughly a month later. Now, remember where Jeffrey's body was found in 2017. That was found in a wooded area of a state park, a different state park, but you can see the similarities. Now, Michael had been dismembered back in 2007. Michael Lewis's girlfriend at the time, you guessed it, Nelci Tetley. Court records state that she does deny killing Michael Lewis, but police zeroed in on her as a suspect in this case. Now, according to police, on the night that Michael went missing, Nelci went to a bar looking for Michael. A witness said that Nelci told them, quote, "I got to get rid of him. He is gone for good." Now, could this just be an example of a relationship that had its moments where people were heated, or was that specifically a threat? Nelci has never been charged officially with the murder of Michael Lewis from 2007, but police did include it. The allegation that they believe that she was the prime suspect in the court records when you go through her case involving Jeffrey Albertsman. There's another witness in the case of Michael Lewis from back in 2007, a witness who called Nelci controlling in her relationship with Michael. A detective says that he received a phone call back in the day. This is roughly 20 years ago, and it was from a blocked number. And on that other side was a woman who said that she was watching Nelci's apartment. The caller said that they saw her with a man and they had overheard Nelci and that man talking about a .38 caliber and that Mike was shot. Now, even though there appeared to be some evidence against Nelci, she was never charged with Michael's death. And we also don't know who that man was she was allegedly speaking with at her apartment after Michael went missing. So you have this 2017 case with Jeffrey. Not only were his remains found in a park about 45 minutes from his house, police say phone records showed that Nelci's device, her phone, was in the area of the park at the same time, as she said that she was in another town cutting grass with Jeffrey. So there is another reason that her alibis were just not checking out. Police also allege there were some very clear comparisons between the remains of both men. A comparison of cut marks on the bodies looked at the locations of the marks and the style that they were dismembered. Experts concluded, according to court records, quote, that both victims' remains exhibit sharp force alterations consistent with dismemberment. Characteristics of the altercations are indicative of an anatomical disarticulation via a manually powered implement. In both victims, it is likely some type of knife was used, at least in part. It should be noted that in both cases, the remains disarticulation attempts occurred at the elbows, hips, knees, and spine. It later goes on to say, quote, therefore, an association between Michael Lewis and Jeffrey Albertsman dismemberment cannot be excluded. Nelci was arrested in January of 2018, and she has been in custody ever since. And in 2026, this case is still not officially closed. There are dozens upon dozens of entries in her docket in Volusia County Court. And the reason that this case has gone on all the way since 2018 appears to be because of questions of her competency to stand trial and how mentally healthy she is at this point. Again, she's now in her mid-70s. In 2021, it was found that she demonstrated sufficient mental competency to stand trial. But then roughly a year later, in April of 2022, it was found that she was not mentally fit to stand trial. An entry in the court record claims that she appeared disoriented and showed inappropriate behavior in the presences of counsel in the court. It also states at the time she did not understand the nature of the legal process. Then in August of that year, it was found that she has an undisclosed mental illness and she was going to be put in the custody of DCF after she was evaluated by a doctor. Her defense appeared to push back on that ruling. The most recent entry in this case actually happened on January 12th, 2026. A document states that Nelci's been committed to a mental hospital and she is currently in that facility receiving treatment. Again, this case isn't over. Nelci is now in her mid-70s. She does have a hearing scheduled for April of this year as she continues to face the charges for killing Jeffrey Albertsman. Now, as far as the case of Michael Lewis from back in 2007, a case that has run cold, this is the document that her attorney filed in response to the state alleging that she was responsible for that murder, even though she hasn't been officially charged in that case. The attorney claims that Nelci, quote, absolutely denies any such allegation. He goes on to say she was investigated in that case and she has never been charged. They also push back on reports of experts who suggest any link between the way Lewis's body and Albertsman's bodies were found. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law&Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and now you can watch episodes of On the Case on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.